what you saw from Clayton Kershaw early on in terms of what he was using and his effectiveness of his arsenal.
I think Clayton Kershaw realized what he was doing wrong the other day in L.A. He was forcing the issue in L.A. with a lot of fastball, a lot of pitches that got out of the strike zone, and he got burned for it. This time he learned. He showed his aggressiveness. He showed he was going to be alive from the moment he was in the dugout. But then he turned around and kind of regrew and took a deep breath and settled down. From the first inning on, he started mixing his pitches. And the most important thing I saw a little discussion between Murphy and Ellis behind the plate, was his tempo. The Mets never realized that Clayton Kershaw was attacking the Mets and not letting them realize what the plan was. And he was mixing his pitches really well. He was throwing his strikes. He was getting ahead. He was elevating when he had to and dropping those breaking balls when he had to. But his tempo on the mound today was the biggest key for Clayton Kershaw.
But you look at Daniel Murphy, he was the only one disrupting him.
Right.
He would step out the box, take his time. He put in quality at-bats every single time. And the rest of the guys, I guess they wasn't up on what was going on.
Yeah, but you can't let him dictate to you when he's ready to pitch. I got to dictate to him when I'm ready to hit.
Well, he did it today to the Mets.
That's what I'm saying.
Only
He did
one
it
guy
today to the
stepped up
Mets.
and disrupted it, and he got in an argument with the catcher. And anytime a guy's on a roll like that, it was all about Kershaw today.
Sure was.
When a guy's on a roll like that, you got to do something to disrupt him.
You're talking about a guy who had 3 Cy Youngs in 4 years. Could have easily won 4 in a row if not for R.A. Dickey getting that Watt Cy Young. This is a guy who's had this over his head. Everybody says, well, great pitcher, as Ronnie said in the broadcast, best of his generation. You look at the numbers, they're absurd. 2.4 ERA, 1 whip, 3 Cys, and MVP. How much did you feel as players, start with you, Dusty, that you were validated when you performed in the postseason?
Well, you know, once I performed in the postseason, I thought I was the baddest dude on earth. And actually, I felt like I was the heroes that I was idolizing when I was coming up. Because, you know, we all had guys that we looked up to. And most of the time, those were the guys that came through in All-Star games and World Series and playoff games. And now I felt like one of those guys at that time.
Well, me personally, you know, it was all about steps. You know, once you conquer a season, you want accolades behind what you did during the season. You want your peers to respect you. Then when you get in that elite class, you want to come through in the playoffs. Now it's time for the money ball.
That's right.
I want to win the championship. I want that champagne on my head. Guys rely on me and I come through. That's the best feeling in the world.
Pedro, you're one of the best pitchers of all time. That's why you're in the Hall of Fame. Clayton Kershaw is on a path where everybody seems to say at home and yell on Twitter it's too early. I don't think it is. He's on that path if he stays healthy to be in Cooperstown someday. How important was it for his legacy to have a performance like this tonight and to have more the rest of this postseason?
I think this is only the starting of a great career and a great legacy for this guy. This kid just took a huge load off his shoulder. And right now he feels so worth it. So worth it of all the credit we give him, all the good numbers he posted during the regular season. I think it's to him, this victory feels like a Cy Young right now because now he's accountable for something that he wasn't known for. And for us, when you get to be good during one season, you want to get better the next season. And then when you finally reach those goals, those personal goals, you become someone that wants to do it in another stage. And this is a stage that he needed to do it. Now it's up to him to take it to the next level in the next outing, hopefully in the World Series. And after that, his legacy will be cemented and, you know, all over baseball.
Let's hear what his skipper Don Mattingly had to say, the last word from him on what he saw in Clayton.